Most young adults are making at least one of these credit card mistakes, and it could literally be costing you thousands of dollars without you even realizing it. And I'm gonna be honest, that was me when I first started out 100%. So, in this video, I'm gonna be breaking down the 5 credit card mistakes that are quietly draining money from your bank account and how you can actually avoid them. Also, if you're new to my channel, consider subscribing because at the end of the day, this is exactly the type of information they never taught us in school. So let's start it off with mistake number 1, and it's going to be ignoring sign up bonus requirements on credit cards. And this is a big one I learned the hard way early on because when I would get approved for a credit card with the sign up bonus, I thought as soon as I was approved for the card, I would automatically get the sign up bonus right away, but that's definitely not the case, obviously, because usually in small text on the credit card offer website, you'll see where it shows that you actually need to spend a specific amount of money in a specific time frame to be able to actually get the sign up bonus they're advertising online. So for example, if you take a look at the Chase Sapphire Preferred right now, just to kind of give you an example, they're actually offering 75,000 bonus points in big bold letters. And then you'll see in the little tiny text that could sometimes be missed, you'll see where it says after you spend $5,000 on purchases in the first 3 months from account opening. So this is definitely where some people could mess up early on when they first get started in the credit cards, because basically what they'll do is they'll get the card in the mail, they'll start using it here and there. They don't really track their spending like that. And then the next thing you know, the months pass by and they never actually hit that minimum spend requirement. So in all honesty, the easiest fix for this is anytime you're getting a credit card and has a sign up bonus, just make sure you understand the sign up bonus requirements that actually come with the card. Because not fully understanding the credit card and what it actually offers is legit like handing money straight back to the bank. And that's just honestly not being financially responsible. So definitely don't sign up for a card just because, the bonus looks cool and the advertising looks all great and things like that. Actually read the fine print first before you apply for anything. So moving on to mistake number 2, and it's picking a credit card that doesn't match your lifestyle. And I'm gonna be honest, I see this all the time. This was definitely me at first. But what happens is usually people might pick a credit card based on hype or what they saw online, or maybe their friend has a card and it's super cool and shiny or whatever, but they never really stop to think if this card actually makes sense for how they live and currently spend their money. And just to give you an example, the Amex Platinum is a very popular card out there and it looks super cool and things like that. However, it's a credit card with the $895 annual fee. And it's basically going to be mainly, focused around like travel, airport lounges, hotel credits, airline credits, and things like that. So if you are traveling like pretty regularly and, the card could pay for itself if that's already within your lifestyle and how you're spending. But if you're not traveling a lot, you don't really stay at hotels and use travel perks, and you barely travel throughout the year at all, then you're basically just paying $895 for a credit card that literally doesn't give you any value. Then just to give you another example, the Amex Gold card, which is a $325 annual fee card. So it's a little cheaper than the Platinum, but this one is basically built around like dining, groceries, and it's actually pretty nice because it does earn you 4x points back anytime you spend on these categories. So, I mean, if that is your lifestyle, that's perfect. This is going to be a good card for you and it actually gives you real value. But again, if you're not eating out often, you don't buy groceries like that, then this is probably not going to be the best fit for your lifestyle. So at the end of the day, when you really think about it, it's not the premium card that's the issue and the mistake. The mistake is actually getting a premium card for the wrong reasons and just wasting all your money on the annual fees. So the simple solution for this one is like very straightforward. Just ask yourself the question moving forward: does this card actually match my spending habits, and will I get any real value from using it? Because if the answer is no, then honestly, there is other options out there that could be way better for you that you should probably look into instead. Now let's move on to mistake number 3, and it's gonna be ignoring interest rates on your credit cards. And I'll be honest, this one hit me the hardest when I first started. So what happened is I would basically get a credit card and I really wasn't paying attention to the interest at all, which is, I mean, definitely not smart. But I would make the minimum payment every single month, thinking I was doing the right thing, which is in reality, a lot of people kind of do the same thing. But my balances were never going down and I could never figure out why. And that's what's happening to a lot of people as we speak. So avoid that at all costs, especially with how high interest rates are on some of these credit cards. I ain't gonna lie, there's some people that I know that their interest rates on their credit cards can be anywhere super close to like 25 to 30%, which is absolutely crazy. So by the time you get your next statement and everything, you've barely made any dent into the actual balance of your card because basically all the money's going straight to interest. So the easiest way to avoid this is basically just pay your card in full every single month. Don't carry a balance. And if you can't pay it in full, just pay as much as you possibly can towards the full total balance because any extra dollar that goes towards the balance saves you money overall. And like I said, don't let the bank charge you interest because they're just basically going to make money off you and you want to avoid that. Now let's move on to mistake number 4, and it's going to be making sure to take advantage of your credit card referral programs. And this one is genuinely the easiest way you can make money, and people completely ignore it sometimes. And I'll be real, I was one of those people. Obviously, that's why I put it on this list. But most of these credit cards that have referral programs are literally built right into your account. So there's basically a unique link that you'll get directly for you. And anytime you recommend it to somebody, maybe a family member, friend, things like that, and they get approved, you get rewarded. And it's honestly simple as that. You don't have to do anything out of pocket. You don't got to spend any extra money. It's not very complicated. You literally just share your link and you get rewarded for it. I've also been doing this with my Capital One Venture card, and every time I refer somebody, I earn 10,000 bonus miles every single time. So right now, I think I currently have like 40,000 bonus miles just sitting in my account just by me literally sharing a link. So that's free travel money that I earned without having to do any real work. So just make sure you guys go into your actual credit card account and look for the section that either says refer a friend or affiliate link. At the end of the day, when you think about it, you already have the card, so you might as well get rewarded for something that you already have access to anyways. So let's move on to mistake number 5, and it's treating credit cards like free money. And this one I say for last because it's another one that hit me personally. So what happened to me and what happens to a lot of other people out there is, you get approved for a card and you're looking at it and you're like, dang, it's a nice limit, $10,000, and it looks all nice and stuff like that. And you're just sitting there thinking it's like $10,000 that's sitting in your account. And that mindset alone will literally destroy you financially. And you definitely have to catch this early because in reality, the credit limit is definitely not your money that's sitting in your account. It's 100% the bank's money. And every dollar you spend on that card, they're definitely going to want it back. And it has to come from your bank account. And the other thing is too, is like if you have a $10,000 limit credit card, that doesn't mean you have $10,000 just to spend randomly. It just means the bank is willing to let you borrow up to $10,000 and they're counting on you to fully be responsible and pay that back. So the moment you make that mental shift and you actually understand that a credit card is actually a tool and not just extra money, you'll actually get to the next level in life and understand that the benefits are there to help you if you use the credit card correctly. So definitely avoid this mistake at all costs and just understand once you make that brain shift, you're setting yourself up for success long term and not thinking in the short term. So those are the 5 credit card mistakes that are costing young adults thousands every single day. And now you know exactly how to avoid them. So if you got any value from this video, make sure you share it, like it, or just give it to somebody that it might be any valuable to. And then lastly, if you made it to the end of the video, make sure you drop a fire emoji in the comments so I know that you watched all the way to the end. And other than that, that's all I have for this video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.